Things started, man. These teams wasting no time. We got Abaddon first up, but then the Beastmaster Mirana. So, Bowie, we talked about this in game one. I was very negative about the current state of the Beastmaster without his prize Necronomicon. So we'll see what he can do now. I had some Solar Crest, some Assault Cuirass. I don't know. What you buying Aghanims? What are you dive bombing with these birds?
I gotta say, I think it's very bold of them to pick, knowing that they first picked Abaddon, go Beastmaster Mirana against Abaddon. Yes, I like that they're playing the heroes that they're comfortable with, but I think this is a very bold move. Going back to the Beastmaster, though, I think there's a lot of ways. Overall, what I've seen is just people buying Vlads, buying Solar Crest. You do see eggs from time to time. Do you guys know if the Axis counter is dispellable? Or
I don't think it is off the top of my head, but I'm not 100% sure.
So that might be good, knowing that Abaddon can't really take that out. But I guess he's probably going to get Medallion, Vlads, and then anything is possible.
The tooltip says yes, so it might be.
Oh, so it is dispellable.
In game, the stacks do look to be dispellable.
Okay. Yeah, it's dispellable with any dispel.
Yep, it is dispellable with any dispel. Wow, that's too bad.
Yeah. I mean, cool, I hope they have a plan for this.
That seems really bad.
Yeah, like, do you really want to ban Timber over Abaddon when you're sure you're getting Beastmaster Mirana? Another thing we didn't talk about, though, is the changing the draft, right? You can get, it's 1-2-2, 1-2-2-1 now.
It's back.
You get 2 heroes, yes.
Yes.
I was asked
another one of these changes that'll really mess with you depending on how good your memory is. We keep regressing backwards, but I do like this.
I was asked on patch day which one I preferred, because we've had the 1-2-1-2 for quite a long time, and a lot of people kind of predicted that we might go back to this one. And I'm not really sure where I stand on it, because now it kind of feels like the second pick have a lot of advantages again.
Yeah, and you have last pick on top of everything, right? So
I guess it just depends on what the hero pool is like, because now this is your first pick, where it's like, yeah, you got the OP hero, but now this is like the most important part of your draft, right? These counter picks here, you're hoping that they have to reveal more core heroes than you do early on. So if you're EGOBOYS, this is where you should be spending like the vast majority of your draft time.
Yeah, I really like this Troll pick. I think even though he got a couple of nerfs, he's still one of the best carries in the game.
Yeah. And nice with Abaddon, too. Dispels for days. Yeah. Now, Elder Titan, right? We were talking about, I think on the podcast, Trent, that he had a standout performance at the Major. ET, he fits his lore. He is the Elder Titan that always comes back into the meta when the stakes are high and you really got to play top-tier Dota. True. Now, he was buffed. The delay on Earth Splitter was changed from the prize 3.14 to 2.8. A nice meaty buff there, but I have to say, that one hurt a little bit. He's lost Pi as the set time for his epic earth-splitting. It's literally called Earth Splitter.
Yeah, I played with Fog.
I don't know
that
this one was worth breaking the law.
No, Fog was very upset. Big Elder Titan player. We were playing single draft. He even got his hero. It's fun single draft, not low prio, but he was disappointed. No more cutting the pie. So condolences, ET spammers. Sorry that you got buffed. Ice Frog's bad.
Bowie, this is the old classic.
Dude, you have to Wyvern now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's really good. But then you would have Wyvern 4.
That's the only issue I see. But like, God,
yeah,
it's such a nice Wyvern. Surely you just pick something else. But man,
Drow and Beastmaster though, this is about as good as it gets.
I think. I'm very confused with BINOMISTAS being so confident in this Drow hero. I think, it did get a little bit of a buff, but I don't really understand what they see here.
I see ET Drow as a lot of stacks potentially. And she's probably one of the fastest early stack clearers. So if they don't abuse that, then I see a problem. But if they abuse that, I definitely get it.
Yeah, it's a good matchup.
Isn't it just good versus Husk or Troll? Yeah, and like even Huskar, like there are moments where it has options, right? I don't think that last game was Drow's fault from a pick perspective.
True.
Like she had no chance to thrive in that game at all. I feel like it's just matchup oriented.
Sometimes it's better to get a matchup that isn't as good against the enemy carry, but it's just a better hero overall. For sure. It's very early into the patch, so Drow might be busting, and I'm just not giving her credit.
I've
I'm
seen
just surprised.
Nyx's win rate is also very high right now, and they need somebody to pair with this Pango. I mean,
Yeah,
we
I
have the
wouldn't mind that.
Clockwork as a classic hero versus the ET as well, but then there's also the Mirana who can leap out, and the Drows get pushed, and there's buffed stats on Hurricane Pike now, so that kind of, I don't know if that
True.
limits Clock a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess the silence is really good versus Abaddon. So you like he can't really cast anything. He can even ult out of the Zabel.
Oh, that's a nice pick.
Wow.
Yeah, I like
All
it.
right.
Against Mirana and Drow. Really solid catch. Great team fight. This is a beefcake of a lineup right here. 4 big bruisers to run right at you.
With the bolt damage reduction on top of it.
Yeah, dude. Abaddon shields,
5
boats,
seconds remaining.
bottles of rum. This is going to be nasty.
I like EGOBOYS draft. I think it's just easy to execute. Good heroes. Pangolier is really good versus Drow. Like the disarm.
Yeah. At first, I thought, man, Beastmaster, Elder Titan, this is a solid front line for the Drow. But I think EGOBOYS have a particularly aggressive front
10
line
seconds
themselves that are just going to run right through this the lineman here of the
5
BINOMISTAS.
seconds.
Extended fights look pretty scary. Kunkka's the only person that has like the big ulti, and even he's still gonna have like the Tiebringers and multiple torrents. So this looks very nice for EGOBOYS so far. It's all about just catching the Drow, though, right? I wouldn't mind some other option there for the BINOMISTAS to like try and protect Drow in the back.
So they're liking a hero for mini. I wonder if this is the like a debate again. They saw the Tiny on EGOBOYS last time, and they went Storm thinking that Tiny was maybe middle. Could this Kunkka be offlane, and they're still gonna get a different hero for alone?
Yeah. For some reason, I have images of a Drakeel Kunkka. That might be crazy, but for some reason, when I saw the Kunkka, that was the first thing that came to my head.
10 seconds
Yeah.
remaining.
And I think it's good in the offlane, right? You can always just axe your support back, refill
5
bottles.
seconds remaining.
It's
got utility, yeah.
and Drow is not that strong of a laner, so you just shove the wave with Tidebringer, and you can pull, do all sorts of stuff.
Radiant team ban.
Ember Spirit and Monkey.
Dire
Okay.
team pick.
Oh, so they take the Tusk.
No Earth Spirit love today, huh?
Tusk would have been sick, though, with like the Pango. Yeah.
Jesus.
Tag team looking nasty between Pango and Troll. And then Abba, too, like all the buffs. What are they lacking?
10
Their tower
seconds
push is
remaining.
fine. The Roche is okay. Teamfight ultis are all right.
Maybe a
Early,
stun,
Seconds
another
remaining.
stun.
Team
yeah,
ban.
just cheap stuns. Or big team fight, fair enough. Go the other way.
I like this, though. You got 2 forms of heal now. With a heavy melee lineup, you should be able to get some decent value out of Sunray. And pretty good protectors for the egg, too. Troll with AoE blind, Kunkka tossing in boats.
10 seconds
Solid.
remaining. 5
I'm hot on
seconds
Phoenix right
remaining.
now. I think this is still, post-major. Like, we saw the power of this hero.
Yeah, Phoenix was unbelievable there. And not able to really get a good egg counter, that's for sure. I mean, it's an egg counter in a sense of just like also giant team fight, but you can't squeeze a Jugger and Ursa into this one.
They already have the Mirana, though, which is something.
True.
Yeah.
And I guess Drow's half decent.
I don't know. I think EGOBOYS draft is just better. I think the Tidehunter is fine. It gives them... So that was kind of a debate, right? This is mini Beastmaster at the end of the day. Which is interesting. Oh, that actually kind of changes things. I have no idea what this Beastmaster is going to do. Maybe this is strong. You
Is
just
it-
go Meteor Hammer or something?
Mid Beastmaster.
And is Drakeel playing the core Phoenix as well by the looks of it?
Aghanims. Oh, gosh. Aghanim
I hear
Beastmaster.
Aghanims from,
Oh, no.
Even.
But it's so bad versus the Dispel.
Yeah, bad and...
The Dispel
I-
seems like an
I-
actual issue.
I'm curious to see this. I mean, EGOBOYS just looked a lot stronger in game 1 as well, so it's hard to separate out that bias. The BINOMISTAS draft definitely has some merit for me. Like, there are some things that could come into line, but it looks hard. It looks
Yeah.
real hard.
I don't know. They hit one good Ravage and people die. I kind of like what BINOMISTAS have. I mean,
Dude,
it's easy to just
Abaddon just
piggyback.
presses R, dude. He just presses R out of Ravage and he shoots someone.
Yeah. I know. We're building here, boy. We're building. All right. Come on. You just watched an absolute slaughter. Give the people some hope here.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
We're going for ideal scenario.
not
A
used
great
to this.
vision game, right? You got Hawks, you got Spirit to
True.
scout things
Yeah,
out. So
yeah.
BINOMISTAS, they'll
That's
have
good.
the intel, right? Maybe they can make the moves around the Roche pit.
Okay.
They don't really mainly deal with this role though, other than roar. So that's a bit dicey. Yeah. I'm going for Eagle Boys. What can I say?
All right.
It looks really good.
All right. Well, I'm excited to see this potential Beastmaster mid. Love me some Elder Titan. So let's see if we can get it to a game 3 here, BINOMISTAS. That's going to be your first step. But now onward to our commentary team. Gary, are you ready? Game 1 was a stomp. Maybe something a little more even here in game 2 for you.
Maybe so, yeah. I mean, looking at these two drafts, Theban, BINOMISTAS with a lot of
Yep.
team fight, a lot of long duration stuns with ET, Mirana, Beastmaster coming in there. But EGOBOYS with a lot of kind of unkillable heroes. How does this all balance out?
I think this time around, because they don't have the Huskar and the draft on BINOMISTAS look a lot more cohesive, I want to say. And I really didn't like this Phoenix last pick. I think Jaw Ranger, Beastmaster, Mirana, these are all great heroes at dealing with Egg. And that's the big like team fighting hero for EGOBOYS. That being said, if EGOBOYS can somehow dominate this early game, win lanes like they did in game number 1, then they have like a true shot at taking this. But if they don't, I really believe that BINOMISTAS, they're going to be able to do a lot of work in the mid and the late game, especially with this Jaw Ranger who doesn't need to deal with like a tiny Pango Weaver in this game.
And a Huskar running and ping-ponging around from lane to lane.
Yeah, there's only a Pango this time. One Pango, that's all.
And it's a +4
We're okay
Pango,
with
right?
that.
It's all right. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to think about this Phoenix last pick. I thought it was, all right, looked pretty good, but there's no covering fire, right? There's no Ravage or Mars Arena for that Supernova. It's kind of a naked ulti there for Drakeel.
Yeah. I mean, you're also the Jaw Ranger who has incredible attack speed, who's also going to be buffing up that Mirana, who also has incredible attack speed. And then there's going to be a Beastmaster, and then there's going to be a Solar Crest as well, probably bought by one of the heroes on the Radiant side. So this Phoenix is not really going to be able to get this amazing egg off. And you also need to deal with the Tidehunter as well.
It might be a difficult one. So what do you think then is the reason for this Phoenix? Is it kind of Sunray to keep that troll alive? Is it another saving ability in some regard?
You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. In this position, Phoenix wouldn't have even crossed my mind. So your prediction is as good as mine here.
Well, Radiant going to grab up that bounty rune. Tano takes another. 2 for 2. Very balanced. Pango somehow found his way all the way up towards that top jungle.
Oh, I got it, Gary. You made me really think about it. I think I got it.
What is it?
They're going to lucky shot the heroes so they cannot kill the egg. Boom. Combo. Done. GG. Go next.
So Pango, what does Pango buy, like an Echo Saber or something? So he swashbuckles one group of heroes and he goes like Echo Saber, double tap some other heroes.
Now, Agonyms. Rolling in the shield crash.
True.
Yeah? Lucky shot, everyone.
Hell yeah, let's see it. I mean, it's it's like the axe call, right? You bodyguard the egg. This time it's the shield crash with that nice little swashbuckle disarm. Oh, Tano. Looks like he's trying to get that wave drag going,
taking
but
a beating.
Nuage is
That's what he's.
some hefty
just
punches with an Orb of Venom here as well. Another spirit thrown out, fairy fire popped. Tano. Always going to make his way. He wants to drag the wave. He gets the hit. The aggro's there. Nuage is very sadly can't finish him off.
Yeah, he didn't want to walk up the hill and let the Pango get the free leash. Yeah, from the creeps. So he let him go. But I think he should have just went in with the kill. Like Pango's level 1 swashbuckle is a long cooldown.
Oh, it sure is, yeah.
And
Well, that's
Nuage
gonna
has
now allow-
the movement speed on him too.
Yeah, and Orb of Venom going as well. He got those hits off. Looked like he
Missed
might have
off
been able
first
to do
blood
it. And it does mean Tano now going to get himself closer to level 2 with a really good wave drag back. Drakeel going to have to TP back to his tier 1.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough for Drakeo. It's not like game 1 where they have the tiny Pango where you just get on top of the Jaw can't get away. Phoenix is not that hero, right? So that means if Benny is having a complete free farm lane, Phoenix is not gonna be able to stop him even with levels.
Yeah, you don't have that same pressure. So it's going to come down to what Alone can do from that mid lane. So far, 12-0 against the Beastmaster. Water runes being picked up little by little. What's Alone doing here? Is it Dire Hero farming Radiant Small Camp? Throws a torrent
There's
in
a
there.
stack.
Yeah, there's Wild Axe is level 2. Go on, Tidebringer. Let's have it. Unfortunate. Doesn't clear the camp.
I like the sound of the water rune being popped. It's so soothing.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if you heard that.
It's like a little, kind of like a baby IO noise.
Yeah.
Very calm.
Very
Hang
nice.
on.
Ooh, look at that
Four
damage,
stacks.
man.
4
Jeez.
stacks. X-Mark back
What?
into the torrent. Jeez. I was having a very relaxing time thinking about those noises.
Dude, those
Goodness.
stacks last a very long time too on the hero. I'm kind of surprised it
Full bottom.
doesn't say on the tooltip how long.
Stephen Benny's in trouble. Tano's
Oh,
gonna get
boy.
stomped though. Nuage just saves the day.
Kill.
Is he gonna get a double
You
kill
said
here? He is absolutely gonna get a double kill. Elder Titan gets the tip from the Tide Hunter, and well deserved.
Not only do they have a worse lane on the side of EGOBOYS, this time the support of the Drow is not a Phoenix, Gary. It's an Elder Titan. Like, it's like day and night here. The
Complete
difference
opposite.
between the two position 5s. Exactly.
Man, how's that top
Stomped
lane
in his
going?
bottom lane.
Tide Hunter doing all right. Troll Warlord 16-3, no, not too bad. Yeah, it's gone
Yeah.
from like 3-lane stomp game 1 to pretty good here for BINOMISTAS.
Definitely. This is just the kind of lane. Oh, wait, hold on. Mini
Did they
getting
kill
going
Mini?
on here.
Yeah, they've got Tano arriving.
They're trying.
Beastmaster's pretty tanky though, and with a TP out, wise decision. He actually goes in towards the mid lane. Oh, but the runes are controlled
I don't know
up.
about that. Yeah, maybe you want to just go to the base so he can get full everything, walk back with his boots, and now he's just going to be sitting mid without a TP, pressured. And TPs cost 100 gold now, Gary. It feels really bad to just use a TP.
Dire's
To do that, yeah.
are fortified.
Oh, and a nice glyph as well. I think he was expecting that top rune to be his,
Yeah.
and then the Abaddon made
Yeah.
things real awkward for him.
Radiant's middle
Yeah.
tower is under
And now
attack.
he's just getting super punished for
Radiant's
this.
courier has been killed.
He just lost all the creeps in terms of gold. He could have been back in this lane with full resources had he just TP back to the base.
Oh, Kunkka doesn't have boots. They're being delivered on the courier in about 3 seconds. Mini with the boots up, but
Mirana.
no TP. Mirana is coming in here to help, but if Alone
Oh,
can
no.
get the X into boat, he'll lose his courier to the Mirana, but he wants Mini so desperately. Does he have the reach? The grab, he's got the high ground vision. Mini's going to juke away, though.
That was so good, because now the Beastmaster was not able to get the bottle refill either from Jupiter. Now he has to walk all the way back to base.
no.
Still not even level
Radiant
6 yet.
structures
Oh,
are
jeez.
fortified.
You can see how just one bad TP can really ruin your laning stage. Just like that.
Super sad.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about the top lane before we saw that shenanigans middle. This Mirana tied onto lane against Troll Abaddon is pretty much just like an experience lane where you just try to trade for gold and XP. You just need your levels, and then later on with your level 6, level 7 Tide, you can try to take the tower. We see a rotation here bottom right now, Gary.
Yeah, that stomp, not going to catch anyone. Silence onto Alone, but they have closed in on Benny very nicely. And Nuages, he's a speedy devil with the boots and the Astral Spirit.
Nuage.
The X-Mark don't care about move speed. Tried to slap down Drakeel, but the boat is there, crashing onto his head. And a lone courier wandering through that dark jungle area.
Yeah, and we're going to see Alone run straight back to the mid lane. There's a Beastmaster
Oh.
with the catapult there.
The rune
Oh,
spawn
what did he
bot.
get?
Middle tower is under attack.
Illusion rune, okay.
Illusion
That's
rune for
nice.
him. Beastmaster yet again left with nothing. Rises top lane, nearly dead. Oh my goodness,
So
Jupiter
low.
does have a leap again. Didn't want to use it immediately. He's level 5, so there is no battle trance. Turning and fighting into Sexy Fat. Kara out of mana. Fairy Fire to play with. There is a level 2 arrow from Jupiter. A bit awkward in that top lane.
Definitely. Surely that was a kill if Mirana just leapt right into the troll.
Oh, on bottom, multi-shot. Nearly catches the Phoenix. Drow doesn't quite close out the kill. But yeah, I think you're right. That leap should have secured a kill on Troll.
Yeah, he was being very cautious. Didn't want to die or something like that, but the Abaddon's already TPing in. You just have to sacrifice yourself. Just get in there. Get that kill on the troll is absolutely huge. to kill the enemy carry. Plus, you give your Tidehunter so much space. But that's okay, you know, they're still doing well in the top lane. Tide's got good farm. If you compare him to the Phoenix, who's only got 14 last hits as of right now. Very far from level 6. Things are looking good for BINOMISTAS.
Still dispels, right?
Yes, it does.
Super good against this Beastmaster. I just saw it. I wanted to make sure, you know, ask the expert. But that Beastmaster had a few stacks on the Kunkka. He's like, illusion ring bottled. Well, I really don't care what you're doing.
Look at him.
Yes.
Going straight for that Aghanims.
Yep.
It's real good. I mean, look, he can farm so fast, Gary, with his Ags, right? I think he's going to go Ags, Boots of Travels, and then, like, I don't know, Aetherlands or BKB or something to keep him alive.
I pretend he's a tinker. Just TP to lanes and shove it out. Xmark, boat in there, tried to leap away, but the stuns connect, the leap and the wand gets back to high ground. Jupiter's out, Nuage is once in, Raw and Stomp, catching Tano with Kara. No dispel, but he gets the miscoil off as the Stomp does wear out. But look at those axes! Oh, goodness.
That was close. You know what they need right now? They need Nuage to get a medallion. So he can just use the medallion on the target that the Beastmaster is going to Wild Axe. And that's going to be a huge damage jump.
That's going to be massive for them. What's the ET got right now? Orb of Venom, Boots. Infinite, no problem. Oh, alone trying with his Arcane Rune. Mini,
you know, Gary,
half HP.
Do you want to let the people know why the Beastmaster is doing so much damage with these axes? Because I'm sure people had no idea. So some people at least.
Because they have stacks?
Yeah, so the damage amp per stack. So every time an axe hits, every follow-up damage from Beastmaster and other summons do extra damage. So even the axes themselves, and they stack for a long time. So you want to just keep throwing those out onto the same target, and the damage amp stack keep increasing, and you can do some crazy amounts. We saw like a link, I think, on Reddit where someone just did Roshan in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
With Beastmaster alone just throwing axes. Yeah.
Oh, Jupiter does clear up that Tano Pango. As it looks like EGOBOYS put their pods for top as they try and dive bottom. Benny has TP'd mid. Very quickly escapes that inevitable danger arriving. And Nuage as though he's going to be the lamb to the slaughter. Left alone down here as they try and trade out the tier 1s in these side lanes. But it's an advantage for BINOMISTAS here, right? They've got that mid lane push going too.
Definitely. On a macro level here, this is way better for BINOMISTAS, but with the TPs from the Kunkka going middle and not having a lot of heroes mid right now for them as well.
And diving forward. They want Mini and they'll have him. Combining up a couple of big ultis there, but a massive kill nonetheless.
It's got that level 3 X mark the spot. That's gonna be able to catch these mid pushers. I think BINOMISTAS, they gotta calm down a little bit. They gotta finish his Aghanims on the Beastmaster. We already got the top tower with the Tidehunter. The Jaw Ranger has a lot of space to farm right now. Just try to make the more defensive plays and let the Tidehunter be the one to deal with the tower defense.
Oh yeah, and there's the classic move we've come to know and love. No matter what the patch, Tidehunter plonks his body in that mid lane. He'll be able to not only defend his tower
as well. So he's got plenty of sustain.
Oh yeah, Soul Ring bottled up, Clarity going, Possessed Mask. And it's not just putting him in front of that aggressive move. He's actually shoving, trying to push this tier 1 himself. Right, Rolling Thunder's there, Xmark back, Mini dragged into the waiting arms of Tano. They have Ravage here on Sexy Fat as Mini just being burst down. He's taken out. Final Torrent touch with Alone swiping him as a killing spree for Kunkka. Sexy Fat didn't even get a chance to use his ultimate. And it didn't feel like BINOMISTAS really were ramped up for a proper fight.
Sexy Fat couldn't really find a way to Ravage. It was just a Pango rolling on his Beastmaster the whole time. Yeah, I think Mini just made a huge mistake there. Like, maybe he was thinking he was a Tidehunter and just put himself in front of the Tide, and that's not what you want to do against Kunkka X mark the spot.
I'm the Beastmaster. I'm the POTS 3. What's going on there? Dive, Fiery Spirits, X-Mark. No more follow through. Dry Ranger has been left to farm. Gust back and no disables coming means Benny is out of there.
Just kick him out of the lane top. It's going to be a lot of space for Tano now to just sit up here and farm a little bit.
bit of room. Yeah, that mid lane is now something that EGOBOYS can't really break through.
I'm kind of surprised by Troll's item build this game, Gary. He's going for the Battle Fury. I feel like maybe he needed to go like Maelstrom and try to fight with his team a little bit more in the early game because they got this Abaddon. And you want to be playing at a faster pace with that maxed out Apothec shield. But with this Battle Fury, their gameplay will be slowing down.
You're kind of waiting for those items to come in. Mirana ET going to bodyguard that mini Beastmaster. But yet again, it feels a little similar in terms of what is happening on the map to game 1. Dire team are controlling the flow of the creep waves. Radiant are kind of, you know, like you said, you know, sure you're waiting for this troll to get Battle Fury, but equally BINOMISTAS are kind of out there just farming and shoving out lanes, not really creating action for themselves until now. They start a kill off on top, stomp into arrow. Pretty simple stuff, but a good pick. And this opens things up and it defends the drow. That's what that move really does.
Yeah, it forces all of EGOBOYS to start converging onto this top side of the map where, you know, taking the eyes off the Drow Ranger, essentially. But Mini, though, oh boy.
That's a nice smoke.
He's in this. They can't see him. There are enough sentries.
He's come out of it, though. He's all worn off. He roars back the Kunkka. Alone, stunned.
Arrow.
Mini trying to retreat. Arrows there. Kunkka caught up with the Drow Ranger. Pushing this damage forward.
Ravage.
They'll get alone and a nice ravage onto Kara, meaning there was no shield or miscoil. Forced to borrow time. I don't know if he can run away, though. Surrounded by everybody. And look at that damage from the axes. Beastmaster, not even with Aghanim Scepter yet. And still able to shred through these heroes with a push onto the mid-tier 1.
Yep, and they got the tower here. They get the tower before EGOBOYS do, and EGOBOYS Troll Warlord still 100 gold away from that Battle Fury. And even after Battle Fury, he can't really fight. He needs like 2 more items, essentially, to be able to battle into BINOMISTAS. And at that point, BINOMISTAS are going to hit like this huge timing on their Beastmaster with the Aghanims and the Jaw Ranger with their BKB. So it's very problematic right now for EGOBOYS, I think.
And potentially Tidehunter with a Blink Dagger. He's got all his little bits and bobs. Herd, Soul Ring, Wand. Sexy Fat pretty happy just to stick around in that top lane. Tano. Oh, does he get the courier? Snipes it out, but does swashbuckle into the middle of 2 heroes. Forced to Rolling
Defensive
Thunder. He's thinking about forcing a fight here with Phoenix behind him. And he's just going to swashbuckle or roll back to safety.
Tide is not a hero they can kill anymore, especially with that hood. That hood makes him so tanky. He's got almost 1800 HP and what? 30-something magic resist with the hood active as well. EGOBOYS' majority of damage is magical right now. Man, it's rough.
And it's all buying time for that Beastmaster. DD rune in the jungle. Aghanim Scepter completed. And Drow Ranger, actually now about 2,500 away from BKB. Still a bit of distance to go, but of course does have the Dragon Lance and the Yasha for a few little items there.
Yeah, the point is the Drow is going to hit her timing faster than the Troll Warlord. And the Troll Warlord has not really contributed anything to his team yet. Where the Jaw Ranger was able to, you know, be in that last engagement, take the mid tower. And it's being a very big factor at the moment.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's not just the troll. Like, alone going for this Radiance Kunkka completes it now. And he's got to create a bit of space for risers. And with the way they've all grouped up mid, it feels like they want to go and make a sweeping move somewhere, readying themselves for a smoke to come out of this mid-tier 2 spot. They do pop it. Decent positioning here with the Moonlight Shadow, though. I think they know where Tano is. He's picked up an Invis rune. Dire Scan clips onto a couple of Radiant heroes. EGOBOYS know that high ground in their own jungle isn't safe, so they try and chip away at the tier 1 mid with some really nice positioning on the right-hand side of this tower.
Both teams having very good positioning right now. They know they don't want to be the first ones to run into the enemy, so they're just going to control their part. While mid tier 1 is dying, top tier 2 is dying for EGOBOYS.
Yeah, and Tano's being
oh no, they're chipping into this.
Oh,
I don't know about this, Gary.
Risky business around that outpost.
Mini.
There's the
Got
roar.
hookah.
Alone, caught up, Supernova in the middle of them. They've disarmed the Drow Ranger. Rolling Thunder's there connecting. They've stopped them from hitting the egg, but not for long enough. X-Mark back will drag them in, but the Tide gets a great Ravage in. Boat flies straight over their heads as they try and focus down the Benny Drow Ranger. Pops a Fairy Fire. 20 minutes into the game, he's got a Fairy Fire and surviving barely on 20 HP. Got Stepango back. Right click in, slow him down. Benny's alive. How has he survived? He's got a salve going now. Rises forward with Kara trying to chase down Minnie, but the onslaught of damage. The Aghanim Scepter axes. Oh, a 5-man wipe for the BINOMISTAS in beautiful fashion.
You gotta check the fire recap. You gotta check the fire recap and the damage.
What is it?
Guess who done the most damage?
I've got to clear my
There it
glasses.
is. The Ags. Remember, this Ags got buffed. Each Axe does an extra 40 damage on this current patch. Plus, they reduced the mana cost on the axes so you can spam it way more. This is the future Beastmaster right here. You just saw him just standing on the outskirts of the fight, constantly throwing wild axes, you know, buffing his team up with the inner beast. And we gotta also give huge props to Benny there and Nuash. Nuash going onto the Troll Warlord, forcing the aggro of the Troll's battle trance to go onto him, which allowed the Drow Ranger to move away with like what, 50 HP I think?
Yeah.
And being able to survive that fight. And now it leads into a Roshan kill as well.
Yeah, it's Aegis for Drow with BKB coming. Imp Claws dropped on the ground and no one's taken it apparently. That's neither here nor there. Aghanim Scepter on Beastmaster with a ton of money out of that team fight to get him the boots of travel you were mentioning earlier on. And a 7k lead for the BINOMISTAS. Potentially carving an avenue towards game 3.
Oh man, this is really rough for EGOBOYS. Like, that was just a fight with a troll with a Battle Fury. Again, I gotta go back to my previous point. Oh, there is an engagement middle first. Mini?
On to Tano. Dodging away, or trying to at least, from the boat, but it does catch him. Mini throwing some more axes out there. Still going to get slain by Kara. As the Rolling Thunder back onto Sexy Fat. ET throws the Spirit out. And Kunkka's Radiance, sure, it's burning little by little, but he's been stunned up by the arrow. In comes the Phoenix, diving forward, getting the Fiery Spirits in there. But another stomp from this ET has reset the fight yet again. Yule's up will cancel the TP of the Phoenix, and another massive fight for the Radiant team will swipe through the EGOBOYS, leaving only the Troll alive, who didn't even get involved.
Yep. I mean, he can't. He needs his BKB badly, or he's just going to get stunned up in the engagements. And this goes back to my previous point that I made way earlier. This Battle Fury Troll Warlord, I really don't think it was a choice. He needed to go Maelstrom, get that fighting item earlier into the game so you hit your BKB a little bit faster and have that early fighting potential. And you can see EGOBOYS, they're struggling a lot. 20 minutes now into the game, and they really have had zero impact from their carry, where this Drow Ranger has been, you know, that huge damage dealer in these engagements on the other side.
Yeah, and now you're looking at this Radiant team stacking Dire Triangle, farming through this enemy side of the map. And there's a DD rune also ready and waiting for them.
Check out Nuash as well, going for that Solar Crest. He's got that medallion already, nice. 1400 gold. He's going to have it real quick. And then that Beastmaster is going to explode in these team fights with that buff or negative armor buff.
Right, it's going to be some short-lived action if he gets his damage out. Rises. BKB is here and about 100 gold. Kara trying to get some deep vision.
Yeah. I really like this build from Mini as well. He's going now for the BKB so he can just stand his ground in the engagements if they jump him and just be able to continue throwing out those wild axes that have zero cooldown. Zero.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. There is like a 1 second, you know, animation, minimum animation you have to have. But that
the axe have to return to you before you can throw out more. The best thing to do is like you roar someone, you get on top of them, right click while throwing axes, BKB'd, and you're like unstoppable. It's like some crazy DPS.
No one can stop me. TP instantly cancelled top lane, forces the borrowed time too. Abaddon body block though, gushed into oblivion, and that, I mean, you talked about that Solar Crest. There's also the gush from Tidehunter. There's quite a good amount of minus armor here from the Radiant squad.
For sure. Completely disregarded that. That armor reduction's very nice. It's gonna get that level 20, -4 gush armor as well. Ooh.
Tide had, okay, he had Solar Crest queued up. No. Don't buy a Lotus Orb, buy an Aghanim Scepter. Come on, Sexy Fat.
Get that
minus
AoE
armor on
minus armor.
everyone.
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle tower is under attack.
that makes sense. Tier 3 shove.
Here we go.
There is a
Rotation from
wraparound
the
though.
back.
Ego boys, they
Yeah,
are trying to
BKB too.
backstab. In we jump. ET gets caught out. They pop the dust. The Ravage there, but the BKB from Troll rises still in on top of Nuages as the high ground is still being pressured. Drakeel burning through with a Sunray, but the ET's escaped and no one's done it just yet. Finally, the
BKB's
Troll have
done.
to run away as the BKB has worn off. But look at the bloody axes! They are slaying these heroes so quickly, and they've taken down Alone's Kunkka, who is isolated. With buyback available, he might be forced to use it to hold on to their base.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
It doesn't feel like they've got what they need to stop this.
I mean, that BKB on the troll was completely negated by the roar from the Beastmaster. And Rises didn't want to pop his battle chance right away there too. So they didn't get any kills. They just had to walk away. The Kunkka with the Radiance has no fighting potential really. They're just kiting him and just right-clicking him from far with the Jaw Ranger. They're gonna lose a free Rax.
Dire's top barracks.
They just punch the buildings. They can't go mid. Probably can't go bottom lane. They should just be the top. And then the retreat from the Radiant. Quick bit of dewarding there from the Troll as the Aegis does expire. Pango rolling and blinking aggressively. Smoke back. Retreat from the Radiant. Crashing onto the high ground. Tano wants in.
Oh, they got the Drow.
Torrent catches the Drow, but she BKB's up. The boat onto Nuages. Finds the Elder Titan who buys back immediately. In the rear of the fight, the Supernova going to get focused down. Marana and Beastmaster.
Benny.
Find a quick kill on that while Benny, he has finally died. Drow Ranger down. Troll roared with the battle trance. Yule's up. Delays that. Sexy Fat gonna fall
Oh my
here
God,
as
the
Alone
damage.
does swipe through him, but in comes Mini. Get those axes flying. Tano chase down, another X mark, drag the Beastmaster back, and Ego Boys, after losing that top laner axe, they do fight back. Some big core kills, and Jupiter with no leaps means it's going to be a 5-man wipe coming out of the end of that fight from the top lane.
Yeah, it was a huge fight. Just the Kunkka and the Troll being able to get from the back. I mean, the Pango, he found that initiation onto a Drow. Drow, I feel like you should just click the BKB and TP it out, to be honest, but thought maybe we can fight that. Stuck around a little bit, just had to kite the Troll while the Troll was on top of him. You know the Drow is not going to do any damage if you got a hero on top of that marksmanship, like removing it. So very unfortunate for BINOMISTAS to take an engagement without the Ravage being up.
Yeah, they tried their
Beastmaster
hardest
as well.
to...
He also didn't have any
Alright.
mana in that fight. He couldn't just keep on throwing the axes out. He actually ran out of mana completely.
So what's he got to buy? Is it like Bloodstone time? What are we looking at?
He finishes the BKB, and I think you just go for like a Hex maybe. Something that can just let you, you know, disable someone, and then also give you some casual mana regen. You could probably buy Orchid. You know, that's a possibility as well.
Kaya.
Kaya, oh, you're so right. That is probably much better. Kaya and
I
Yasha,
legit would-
or Kaya Sanj.
I would legit buy Bloodstone. Like I'm like I don't know, I'm like half memeing, but after BKB, I would probably buy Bloodstone on this
Yeah.
hero.
It's just Bloodstone is such an expensive item
Yeah.
nowadays. 5,750 gold in total. That is a lot, man.
Yeah, and I guess you don't really care about the healing aspect of it or anything.
Under attack.
You really do just want the mana.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, and they
Oh,
buff
bold
Kaya
move.
as well,
Dire's
where you get
middle
that
tower is under
huge like mana regen buff.
True. What is it up? It's like up 20%. It was like from 20 to 50 or something, wasn't it?
Dire's middle tower
Yeah, and if you upgrade to like a Kaya Sanj or Kaya Yasha, it's like 50%.
has fallen.
But before
That's
that, I think it's
bonkers.
a little bit less.
Oh, a bold move
Oh
down
no, you're
bottom.
right. It's actually 24 to 50. Regardless, it's just Kaya straight up. Okay, I thought it was only when it's upgraded, but it's at 50% as long as you have a Kaya. Very good.
Yeah, just don't care Bloodstone, just buy Kaya then. Just buy 20 of them. A bold move from the Dire team gets that bottom tier 2 and the outpost.
Bottom tower is under
How do you feel about these outpost changes? Now it's kind of passive experience.
It's very nice. I mean, the enemy outpost, not for your own XP, but to take away the XP from your opponent instead. So that's very cool part of the game. I like the positioning of the outpost as well.
Yeah.
Lets you be able to split push a little bit better, which is kind of nice. Passive
Feels a little
XP just
more-
feels fluid, right? Like instead of having
Yeah.
to wait till like that 10-minute mark and then everything just explodes just for that outpost.
Yeah, and I like your point. I didn't think really much about the positioning, but it does feel more kind of nestled into, the Radiant Outpost is the Radiant Outpost. It's not out on a limb, kind of dangling into the Dire territory.
Yeah.
Pango gonna get stomped up. Tries to shield crash down to low ground, succeeds, but the arrow after the stomp takes him out quickly.
Where'd he go?
Buys back. Disappeared, didn't he? Now Tano. He does have BKB at the ready. 9 second BKB, freshly purchased. Not 10 seconds anymore. And Roshan alive in about 20 seconds as this Moonlight Shadow from the BINOMISTAS is under dire vision, so unfortunately can't find any sneaky plays. Oh, can they? The buyback Pango, the blink grab from Sexy Fat, and the axes! Mini, one set of axes, basically just killed 2 heroes.
Is under attack.
Well executed there with the Ravage play onto the 2 heroes, especially the one with the buyback on cooldown.
His bottom tower has
But then you look at bottom lane, barracks
Yeah,
have
they got the
fallen,
tier 3 tower.
and they might have this Mirana if they can get a net. No, the Eels from Jupiter stops the troll in his tracks. Arrows there, no Raw. Beastmaster is on cooldown, but he had an Arcane Rune the last time he popped it, so Rises forced to BKB, trying to run away. The boat not going to connect. The Earthsplitter's coming, catching the Abaddon while Rises, he is sprinting out. I don't think they can kill the troll. The TP out from Kunkka, not successful. Mirana, even though she was X-marked, does get arrow out, and that Kunkka just gets annihilated by the Drow Ranger.
Yep, that hawk that was just flying by saw the Kunkka TPing out in that little crevice there, so he was able to get that arrow off and kill the Kunkka. I mean, they got the tier 3, but what's the point of tier 3s? They don't really do anything for you, apart from like maybe next time you push, you can take the Raxes a little bit faster. So losing all your heroes like that, definitely not worth it for EGOBOYS. Now they're gonna get a Roshan. Oh man, look how fast this Rosh is dying. And it's got a shard. Who's
And
gonna
Mini's
take it,
not
Gary?
even
Tell
there.
me.
Mini's bottom lane. Mini's killing off Troll. Mini with Jupiter have chain stunned the Rises Troll and axed him.
Roshan has fallen.
Who's getting the shard? Was that your question?
Yep. Okay, you know how much damage Beastmaster did? 1,832. Okay, that was a lot.
In like 2 seconds of gameplay.
That's insane.
Goodness gracious me.
Okay, so we got that hypothermia on the Jaw Ranger for free now. Did not need to spend 1,400 gold for it. I really love that change with the second Roshan, just to be able to get that. It's like actually free gold, like
Yeah.
1,400 free gold for one hero.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. And I guess Shard, you're thinking about second Roshan maybe 25 to 30 minutes in, right? As a kind of a window for when that's going to happen. It's not a bad timing to get that Shard for any hero, honestly.
Yep, for sure.
Oh, dive bombing Hawks allows the arrow onto a lone, and he's gone. That Sunray did nothing.
No
No
buyback.
buyback on the Kunkka. Troll's still dead for 15 seconds. Tano, he's roared up. After his Rolling Thunder ends, he'll just get right-click down, and that poor Phoenix yawls into the air. Ravage from Sexy Fat catches both of them with the Earthsplitter through to the
That's
back.
it.
They've killed them all off, losing that mid laner Barrett. The EGOBOYS, I don't believe they've got what it takes to hold on. They're just going to go for tier 4s. Close this one out. 3 heroes without buyback on the Dire side. And it looks like we're going to tie this one up. 1 apiece. Yellow's arrow. Stomp up. Go on, Mini. Let's have a look. Another fight recap for the Beastmaster, is it? How much damage can he do? We're just going to roar them up and focus the throne. GG's called, and there we have it. 30 to 12. Zyori wanted the BINOMISTAS to at least win a lane. Well, they've won the game.
Well, no Huskar, no win, Gary. I mean, that's what game 1 was all about, right? It was just like one pick that completely annihilated the game. Where this time around, BINOMISTAS, they played like a team. They had a solid strategy. They're like, okay, guys, this Huskar was a cheese pick. Let's not play against it. Let's just pick our normal stuff, play our normal game, and we should be able to beat EGOBOYS. And you saw it in this game. I think Troll Warlord has some item errors. I think Kunkka going Radiant first item was very awkward as well. It didn't really help EGOBOYS' way to fight in the early game. It just allowed BINOMISTAS to get all the items they needed, hit all their timings without really suffering any losses, and that just allowed them to steamroll this game. And we see the power of Beastmaster, and I think this is the future of Beastmaster with the Aghanims.
The future of Beastmaster. But yeah, a key component was the tempo from EGOBOYS in game one, it felt like. And like you said, the item decisions of Battle Fury, the Radiance, they were definitely not hitting that